Good morning, girls. How are you today? Thank you so much for all your suggestions about what we should talk about here. One of the things we're going to talk about today is worry. I know a lot of you are just worrying about stuff, whether it's things with your kids, things with your house, things with your finances, who knows. But we all have something that we're worrying over. And I want to submit to you this, that we worry because we believe that things are not going to work out the way we want them to. And ladies, if you've known me for any amount of time at all, you know that that has at its very root the need to be in control of a situation. So let's talk about worry the way it is. We want to control something, and we can't. We don't know how to, and so we start worrying. Let me submit to you this, that there are 3 things that we can do to end this worry cycle that we can sometimes get ourselves in that messes everything up. First, we have to make a choice. We have to choose not to worry. We have to decide right now that whether or not we're going to worry about whatever issue it is that we're facing. Then we have to adopt an action. And that's the actual doing part, the things that we actually go, okay, something I can do to stop worrying. But you may not like this. First, it's pray. You've got to lay it down. You've got to look for really what it is that you're worrying about. Remember, we talked about it's a control issue, not necessarily something, fear-based. But it's like, okay, what is it I'm worrying about specifically? And how can I lay that down? Then we have to remember to leave it there and not take it up with us. And that sometimes can be helped by seeking out somebody else, a godly partner, where we can say, okay, I am really worrying about this. I have laid it down. I would like to have, any suggestions or offer any advice that maybe you might have had in dealing with this situation. Especially in parenting. I mean, that's a big one. A lot of us are trying to figure out how to raise godly children, and we may not have ever had godly children before or the opportunity to raise godly children, or if you're like me, struggling to figure out what that actually might look like. So I go to somebody and say, okay, I'm struggling with this particular issue. Have you dealt with this before, or do you know anything about this, and can you help me? So that's the second part of our action. The third part of our action that I came up with is we have to remember past times that God has been there and rescued us from the things that we were trying to control, the things that we were worrying about. What has God helped you with in the past? Because God is not going to just drop you because He's helped you once already. Even if this is something that you've worried about before, encountered more than one time, He's going to be with you in the next one too. And it may be at that point that you realize there's an issue of repentance that needs to happen too. That maybe there's some behaviors that you have been adopting that are not behaviors that are going to support you and not worrying. You need to change. Sometimes it's us that needs to change, not the issue we're worrying about. And then the third thing is we need to adopt an attitude. Ladies, I don't have a tiara on my head just because I think it's, do me. I'm not any piece of, a Miss America or anything. But I am a princess. And you are too. You are the daughter of a king. And when you remember that, it gives all kinds of ideas for us. See, if we're the daughter of a king, does that mean that we ever can really want for anything? We're taken care of. I can hear the screams from some of you, yeah, but my castle doesn't look like I want it to. And my wardrobe is certainly not a princess's wardrobe. And I certainly don't eat the buffet of a princess. And I have all these things that are happening in my finances. Where's the king's treasury? Ladies, again, you want things to look a certain way. Give up the Disney fairy tale and instead embrace what God has given to you. You have a home. That's a blessing. You have some food. That's a blessing. You have an automobile. That's a blessing. You have the clothes that maybe you're wearing right now, and that's a blessing. See, it's not necessarily looking like what it is we want it to look like, so we worry. Ladies, I encourage you today, give up the control of what it's supposed to look like, how it's supposed to turn out, and instead ask God. Pray, let it down, talk to your other friends, share with them what's on your heart, get mutual encouragement, and then remember, you are a princess, and it will work out. Ladies, I don't know if this has helped you or not today, and I know worry is a big issue, and I like to keep things short. We are at almost 5 minutes, so I'm going to go, but we'll talk more about this. I pray that God is with you and that you feel Him today. Bye.